My next guest makes his UFC debut coming up here January 20th at UFC 220 against Kyle Bochniak. It is Brandon Davis joining me here on the program for the very first time. Brandon, how are you?
Good, man. Good. Just got done training. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. I appreciate you taking the time after training. And I got to ask, we're just off the holiday season. How was your holiday season with the family and everything?
Oh, great. Went and saw my son, got him some presents, took him out a couple of places, and he really enjoyed it. He's only 2, so he's just now starting to understand how it goes and everything. He's starting to get greedy, so he didn't want anybody else touching his toys. So,
yeah, they get protective at that age, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you get to indulge a little bit? I know you got this fight coming up, but did you get any good family cooking at all, or did you have to stay away from that stuff?
I ate a little bit. I'm not a big fan on I live in the South, and a lot of the country food isn't just my favorite. I like spicy foods and stuff like that. So like country ham and salty stuff like that I love. I didn't get any of that, but like the black eyes and green beans, that's not my style. So I still ate pretty still.
Fair enough. That all sounds delicious, by the way. Let's talk about your last fight, man. Contender Series 4, you get the unanimous decision over Austin Arnett, which is a really, really, really big win at the time because, Austin had that big winning streak. How happy were you with your performance? Because I think the fans really enjoyed that fight.
I was happy with it. Of course, I've watched it a million times since then, and I see 1,000 things that I should do differently, and put myself in a bind one time, hitting an angle, and he came in really hard, so he almost got me with that guillotine. But that's the way I fight every time, so it's not going to be any different any other time. I mean, if we go to the ground, we go to the ground. I'm really good on the ground, off my back, on top, wherever, which people are saying that, oh, man, he's a one-dimensional fighter. He can only strike. We went to the ground. I dominated his hips, and I controlled and landed an elbow. Then I didn't need to stay there anymore. We got back up. So why do I need to go to the ground if I'm winning? So I feel like it was a good fight. Definitely, like I said, see a bunch of things I need to fix, and we've been working on that. But it was fun, and like I said, I plan on doing it like that every time.
When you got your hand raised, did you feel like you had the UFC contract at that point?
I did until I saw I wasn't even worried about it when I can't remember the other guy's name. Got a finish over a guy that hadn't fought in a while.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank now too, man. You're putting me on the spot. I'm trying to remember what it was. Yeah.
His name starts with a K. Starts with a K. He did the flip and everything. The Matrix was his nickname. But he got that, and I still wasn't worried then. But then Julian got that head kick knockout, and I was like, oh, man, 2 finishes. I went to decision. I don't know if I got it now, and I was kind of getting nervous then. But I was really happy to get it.
Oh, that was Kyler Phillips, by the way. Wasn't that who we were talking about? Yeah. Power of Google. Good having a computer by me here because I think I would have forgot that. But what was the feedback like from the UFC after the win? Like, did they talk to you at all, or did you just sort of, do your post-fight interview and that was that?
Dana White came up to me after when I was headed back to go talk to the camera and everything, and he was like, man, that was a great fight, awesome fight. He's like, man, you got a tough chin. And I was like, man, that's how we fight coming from down here. I don't know if it's just in the food that we eat, which like I said, I don't like all that food, but we're strong-willed, and I mean, you're going to have to – I don't like to back up, so it's going to be a fight. Either you're going to beat me coming forward while I'm coming forward, or I'm going to win. I'm going to pressure you till you can't take it anymore.
And, of course, you're taking on Kyle Bochniak in your debut in Boston. How do you feel like you match up against him?
I feel good. Now, it's always dangerous going against a guy that's on his last fight of his contract, and he's 1-2. So this is a winner get kicked out for him. So it's definitely going to make that he's going to be training really hard for this fight. And it goes 2 ways. I see that he either comes out and tries to make a really boring fight and try to take me down and hold me down, which I'm not going to get held down anyways. But I feel like that's the strategy that he might be looking forward, or he might be coming to bang and try to knock me out. He does have a hard right hand, so I think he's going to try that, get hit a lot, and then decide that he doesn't want to do that. He wants to try to stay in the UFC and then try to take me down, and it's not going to be as easy as he thinks.
Does it add a bit more going into enemy territory for this fight? Because he's going to have the crowd on his side, and you could potentially spoil the party for him here.
Oh man, that's what I want. I love this. I told I can't remember who I was talking to, but I know I told Alan I told Alan to tell Sean Shelby to put me later on in the card. I want the arena to be filled. So when I walk out, I hear the boos, and it's the most hostile enemy territory that I can be in. And then I go and take it. And then I earn all of the fans over there. They get my respect, and I get their respect. And that's how I like it.
I can tell. How's the training camp going, and who are some of your main training partners for this fight?
It's good. It's good. Of course, Jason's always one of my main training partners, Jason Knight. Me and Kurt Hollabaugh just got some training in this past weekend. We went to Louisiana. Him, Thomas Webb, Brendan Allen, who's fighting for LFA soon.
Brendan Allen's going to be in the UFC this year. I'm very familiar with him. He's probably one of the best middleweights out there.
Oh yeah, definitely. If he wins this fight, then he's going to be in there. Tyler Zombie Hill, he's 7-1 right now. He's he's my main training partner. We've been training together for 7 years. So I think if he gets another win, he'll be back on a 2-fight win streak, and be 8-1 and get on the Contender Series or something close. We have Brock Weaver. He's fighting Crazy Horse, who I was supposed to fight last year. He's fighting him in February, and he's a 55 so. I have a lot of people around my size. Black Eye came from a heavyweight that hopped in on my round robins the other weekend when I was out of town training with some other people, and I wasn't going to tell them no. So other than that, if I can take some hits from a heavyweight, I'm sure I can take some hits from Kyle Bochniak.
Yeah, for sure. How's the weight cut going, getting down to 45 for this fight?
It's good. Last fight, I was kind of messing up. I screwed around because I was with Jason for his fight. He fought 3 days before me, and I was out there helping him get ready, and I wasn't really worried. I knew that I was in shape and everything, but I wasn't watching my weight too much. And I went in at 167 when I got there on Saturday. I had to get there Saturday, and I was only 2 pounds under what I was allowed to be under. And then I had to cut 21 pounds in 4 days. So that one wasn't the most fun. The weight didn't want to come off that morning. I got up at 5 a.m. and you have until 9 to weigh in, and I was at the sauna until 8:55. It was the one. Yeah. But this time it's good. I'm already down to 157.8 last night, 158.8 the night before. So I'm eating really good, and I'm making sure that I can be around that weight, so it just feels normal.
How do you see this fight unfolding on January 20th?
I see the first round, we're going to come out, and if he's not trying to do, like I said, play it safe and try to hold me, which, like I said, it's still not going to happen like that. Even if he tries to do that, I'm just going to circle out, push off, and then I'm going to go back to fighting him, and it's going to be boring. He's going to be always trying to take me down. I'm trying to get an extra 50,000 by either knocking him out or we go in there and we both put it on the line and we see who's better. But I see me finishing him either the end of the first, middle of the second I mix it up so much. I throw every strike that you can think of in every different combination. I have thousands of different combinations. So I see a head kick or a straight right landing hard. And if not that, then we go all 3 rounds, and it's a slugfest.
What do you like doing on your downtime? I know you like spending time with your son, but are you watching any TV, any Netflix, playing any video games, anything like that? What would I find you doing?
I just got home right now, and I was watching some Black Mirror.
Everyone's watching that right now. It's the show to watch. I haven't checked it out yet, but I hear great things.
I guess it's like things that could happen in the future, and it shows you what the downfalls may be or whatnot. It's pretty good. But other than that, I really, really like to go like downhill bike riding and ride bike trails and jumps and everything. I like to get my adrenaline up. So if it's not getting my adrenaline up or it's not something physical and active, then I'm not really going to be doing it most of the time.
Do you have to be careful about that because you don't want to get injured, while you're in training camp and things like that? Like, do you have to be a little bit cautious, especially when you got a fight coming up?
Nah, I just go. If I get hurt,
you're on the Donald Cerrone mentality. It's like whatever happens, right? So
I'm just not going to tell anybody and go in there and fight anyways. I need the money.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. That's great. Well, Brandon, it was great getting a chance to talk to you, man. I really appreciate it. And everyone's got to check out this fight. It's UFC 220, January 20th. It's a stacked card. I honestly can't wait for this one. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media. And if you got any sponsors or shout-outs or anything like that, man, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you again for having me on, man. I really appreciate it. My social media, my Instagram is Brandon Davis UFC. My Twitter is Brandon Davis UFC. And my Facebook fan page, which I don't get on that much, is Brandon Killer B Davis. And for all my sponsors, one of my biggest sponsors is Reunite the Fight. They own a company that's ran and owned by veterans, for veterans. It's one of the only ones in the nation. So it's all 100% nonprofit. If you go on to their reunitethefight.org, you'll see where all their profits for this term has been going towards this lady that has stage 4 ovarian cancer, and they're sending her out to Hawaii and everything. So they have a huge deal that they got going on. Impact Custom Mouth Guards, doing my mouth guard. If y'all haven't seen it, go on there on my page and look at it. It's sick. Has my logo with the 220 on the side with the 4-leaf clover in there for the Boston heritage, whatever. Eric Bell Designs, they do my website, BrandonKillerBDavis.com. Neo Life Physical Therapy, which is my best. Like I said, I don't ever play anything safe, and I go with anybody any sizes, so I need them all the time. Now I got a few more. GNC D'Iberville, hooking me up with all my nutrients and nutritious stuff. Receptra is a CBD oil company, and they do a lot of hemp products. They hook me up with a bunch of stuff for recovery. Most of my stuff is just for recovery. Trying to think. That should be about all of them. Of course, Alan Belcher MMA Club and all the people that come and train with me, sparring with me to get me ready for this fight. I really appreciate all of y'all, and I appreciate you having me on again, and I guess I'll see y'all in a couple of weeks here in Boston.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.